Paul Marsh here on Express. Delighted to say that I have been joined by Car SOS presenter Fuzz Townsend. Fuzz, thank you so much for joining me.
Hello, Paul. How are you doing?
I'm doing very, very well. I'm really delighted to be talking to you actually, because I say you're Car SOS presenter. You are
Yeah,
not just Car SOS presenter in inverted commas. You have had the most amazing life and the most amazing career. Drummer in Pop Will Eat Itself and Bentley Rhythm Ace. You've
yeah,
been a college lecturer. You've done journalism. You've owned a garage, and you are now a TV presenter. What a
yeah,
life you've led, sir.
yeah. Well, just say yes. That's my maxim, and then find out what it's all about later. Just jump in feet first, and then if you're in trouble, ask for help.
Well, look, if it's okay for just a split second, I want to talk about your career, certainly in the 90s with music, because
Yeah, sure.
Pop Will Eat Itself and Bentley Rhythm Ace. I'm 42, so I literally just caught the tail end of all of that. And I
Yeah,
remember I'm a massive Prodigy fan, and I know that you sort of worked around those guys and you toured with some amazing
yeah.
people. One question, really, what was it all like? What were the 90s like?
I've got no idea. Answers on a postcard, please. I'd love to know if anybody can provide me with photographic or video evidence. I'd love to know. I know the records are out there. No, I had a great time. It was brilliant. I have to say that being in Bentley Rhythm Ace was a little bit like living in a cartoon. That's the only way that I can describe it. It was funny beyond words all the time. Just absolutely crackers. I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know how it works out like that. But it was a bunch of friends having a brilliant time, and it was just such great fun. And I still love playing for Bentley Rhythm Ace. In fact, I've got a significant birthday coming up this year, and Bentley Rhythm Ace, including me, are going to be playing. I don't have to pay myself though. But
Oh wow, that's amazing. I love
yeah.
that. That's brilliant. And isn't that really what music literally should be all about? A group of friends kind of having fun and doing whatever they want to do.
Well, that's right. I think it often works out the best. I think some of the bands that you see who may even seem a bit po-faced. I bet even Radiohead have great fun. And
Wouldn't believe it, but they probably do.
yeah, exactly. I bet they're having a laugh a minute, but as soon as you open that door, it's like long face. Okay, laughter. Open the door again, long face. Oh, there we go. But I think yeah, it's just about finding that connection, and it can all come together brilliantly.
Well, I think, so to say, that period I think is absolutely fantastic, and the music that you all created is amazing. I love it. But we're not, as much as I would love to talk to you probably for the next hour about that. We can't talk about that. What we're here to talk about is Car SOS, and we're here to talk about the fact, and this surprises me, the fact that so many Brits are scared to change car tyres, with half of motorists admitting to being too scared to jack up their vehicle and attempt to change a tyre. Now, I guess so. I'll give you a little bit of background about myself. I've always sort of done
Oh,
radio, but
yeah,
I've worked in the construction for around 20 years. So
yeah,
construction is all about kind of getting on and doing things yourself. And I learned at a very young age how
yeah,
to
sure.
change a tire on most vehicles, to be honest with you. So it kind of surprises me that a lot of people don't have the first idea about how to do and what to do.
Well, I'm not surprised really, because let's face it, when we learn how to drive a car, we're not told any of that sort of stuff. Although nowadays, when people are learning how to drive a car, and when they're taking their tests, they may well be taken around their car and asked to point out where to fill up the washers and all that kind of stuff. So surely the logical extension of that is to know how to change a wheel. If you get a puncture, knowing how to change a wheel can get you out of a lot of bother. It might just be on your driveway in the morning, and but it could be that all important meeting that you're going to have at work. Nobody likes to bowl in bowl into work when some important arrangement has been made, and they're late, and they come up with an excuse. It's always lame. It's much better to be able to get there. But I would also say, if you don't know what you're doing, don't attempt it, because you can get yourself into a lot of bother. Wasn't it somebody out of East 17 who jacked up their car on their driveway and it ran over them or something like that? Because
That was the story. Whether that was entirely true or not, I'm not
yeah,
sure.
yeah, I don't know. Allegedly, anyway. So
Hey, you lived the 90s, you know.
yeah, but well, I can imagine that happen. I think that's probably happened to a lot of people, and it's probably not a lot of fun when it does happen. But if you learn how to do it, it's a great thing, and you can learn how to do it. You can learn online, but of course, certainly not all video advice is correct, and so you really need to start with the basics. RTFM, read the flipping manual. So if you do that, if you find your car's manual, which you may find in the glove box, possibly where the locking wheel nut is, but you can read about that in the manual as well. But if you read about how to do it, it's worth having a go and practicing at the weekend. But I would always advise that you do so with somebody who knows what they're doing. Get the advice, and it gives you that little bit more, a little bit more information, a little bit more practical skill, and allows you to get out of situations that you may find yourself in. But if it happens to you at the side of the road, even if you know what you're doing, if it's a dangerous place, such as if the puncture's on the driver's side and you're on the side of the motor, you're on the hard shoulder of the motorway, or on a busy road, or even on a quiet road, don't do it. Leave it to the professionals, because they come equipped with all kinds of equipment that can do it quickly and do it safely, and that's what you need to know. But if you can learn, do learn. Often though, your car won't have a spare, so you'll be using an inflation kit. But
Yeah,
learn how to do that.
that's the more than ever now. You get those inflation kits. I just want to tell you a very quick story that hopefully put a smile on your face. So
Yeah.
I was out with my wife one day, kids in the back and everything else like that, and we got a flat tire. So I jumped out to start doing everything, and I said, "Where's your locking wheel nut?" And she said, "Oh, it's at home on the bookshelf." I said, "Why? Why is it at home on the bookshelf?" And she said, "Well, in case anybody steals the car, I don't want them to be able to change a tire."
Well, there is some logic
That's
there
yeah,
is some
that's a
logic.
great idea. The only problem is I need to change the tire now. So in that situation, we did have to call somebody out.
Yeah. The
The
great
other,
thing is, though, you knew where it was.
yeah, exactly. We knew exactly where it was,
Yeah.
and when the company dropped us off back home, then unloaded the car,
Yeah.
I could change the tire.
Yeah, there you are.
Now they have another piece of information has been released, which I love as well, is the top 10 celebrities that motorists would most want with them in a breakdown. I love some of these. So you've
Oh
got
yeah.
things like Lewis Hamilton and Jenson
Yeah.
Button. Now, if you got a flat tire, I'm not exactly sure what these guys could do because they're not in the pit team. They don't know
No,
how to change one in 3 seconds,
that's
unfortunately.
true.
And if you got a flat tire, you can't drive away either. They've got The Rock and Jason Statham. I don't. Maybe they can lift the car without a jack.
Yeah,
Maybe.
possibly so. Possibly so. I think the Rock would be better for lifting it. And Jason Statham, I don't know what would it. I suppose he could look menacing, couldn't he?
Make sure the cars swerve around him if you
Yeah,
stand
that's right.
back
Yeah,
and
yeah.
look a bit menacing.
Traffic control.
The other thing, I mean, we were talking about spares, and now you're kind of getting a kit. A lot of people don't even know where their spares are, do they?
No, that's right. So again, it's RTFM. Read the flipping manual. Get to know your car. And actually, if you do read the car manual, you may also find out what all those other buttons that are on the dashboard, you might find out what they do. Because I'm sure that half of people don't know what half of the buttons do, or or where half of the functions are in their car. So it's a great thing to do. Just find out about it. Manuals now are pretty thick, so surely there must be some information in there that's useful.
Do you think it's because cars are so technologically advanced these days that they literally tell us, if the tire is low, if there's something wrong, they tell us? Do you think that's why people don't bother to learn about their car?
Yeah, well, you've got tire monitoring systems, and they are a great thing, but they cannot get you out of every situation. They may activate about 2 seconds before you've got a complete flat if you get a sudden puncture. So that's not going to help you out much. You know that you've got the puncture, and you're stuck already. But I think a lot of people do. Well, they've become complacent because cars do an awful lot for us now. I yesterday evening I went up to the local supermarket in a 1929 Austin, and that doesn't do very much for you apart from it gets you out of the walking bit, but it doesn't go very much faster than that. But and I love using things like that, and again, that's a 94-year-old car, 95-year-old car that is in almost daily use. It would be in daily use if I didn't have to go that far.
Oh, I
But
love that. I
yeah,
love it.
so that sort of thing's great. But modern cars are they take a lot of the thought power out of driving, and in a way that's perhaps good because it means that we can concentrate more on the actual process of driving rather than double declutching, getting the engine revs right to match the gears and all that kind of stuff, and doing hand signals and stuff like that, which I have to do because it doesn't even have brake lights, my Austin. So I have to, I'm slowing down, and people are going, I'm doing the hand signal for slowing down, and people are going, what's that? What's
Why is he
that?
trying to take off?
Yeah. Does he mean, yeah, why is he trying to take off? Or does he mean overtake? And people say about hand signals as well. Nobody knows about hand signals. Well, you should do because kids on bikes use hand
Oh,
signals.
yeah.
So you need to learn that. On a serious note. But yeah, cars today are technologically brilliant, and eventually they are going to take the idiots out of the equation by becoming driverless.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know people get a little bit anti that at the moment, but I think there will probably be fewer accidents with driverless vehicles than there are currently with driver-filled vehicles, because let's face it, a bit of your automated system is not going to get distracted by, oh look, that looks like a good fish and chip shop.
No. This text message that's come in, or changing the radio station, or whatever it is. No, there's no distractions there, is there?
Yeah, well, there's no change in the radio stations from Express FM.
That's what we like to hear. Oh, you've done your research. Well done, sir. Now, Fuzz, the new series of Car SOS begins. What can people expect from that?
Okay, so it's on National Geographic Channel on Thursdays at 8 o'clock, and we have 10 more stories of wonderful people and the people who've nominated them. So caring, sharing stories of families and friends, and squashed in between, in a little sandwich there's a rotten old car in the middle that we take secretly without the owner's knowledge, and squirrel it away, take it to the workshop, and restore it to its former glory, or even in some cases to a completely new type of use, and then present it back fait accompli. The people don't know anything about it, and suddenly they're having a great time with their friends and family. Their car's all done, and Tim and I can walk off into the sunset, pat each other on the back, and allow the people to have a great time together. And it's a great privilege to be able to enjoy those moments as well with those deserving owners and the people who love them so much.
Well, look, I'm sure the series is going to be another massive success. So I don't need to wish you luck, but I do wish you luck anyway. So, Fuzz, thank you so much for talking to me. I really do appreciate it. Like I said, I could talk to you all day. We don't have the time, but thank you for taking the time to talk to me.
That's been great.